Okay, good evening, everyone. Hello, welcome. So I'm Tamar Zakin, and I'm very, very happy and very excited for tonight. And we actually starting today a journey of 10 classes, 10 weeks, and a little bit technically, we're going to have in those classes workshops, meditation, visualization. We're going to learn some spiritual laws, and we'll get spiritual tools together with that. And every class, more or less 1 hour 15. Today it's going to be the longest class, because usually the first class till we're finding the parking, the place, making sure the Zoom is working, everything, all the technical things are good. But it's more or less 1 hour and 15. There will be times for questions. We have mentors in the class. We will speak about them a bit later. And we also have online. If you have questions, please write it on the chat. We have Richard to assist us with your questions. And this is the technical side. Okay, so before we start tonight, I would like to start with the story. And the story goes like that. There was a man in New York that entered to a bank. And he came to the guy there and he told him, I want to take a loan of $5,000. You know that story? Lina, you know? Your first time here, right? Yeah. Today. So the guy tell him, okay, we willing to give you, but what guarantee you have? How can we know you're going to give that 5,000 back? So, I have my Ferrari outside. I will leave it with you. You can take it until I will bring the money back. The guy is a bit surprised. Say, you know what? Let me look. You see the Ferrari? He said, okay, it's a new one. Okay, I'm accepting it. Leave for us the Ferrari. You can take the 5K. And let's close the deal. They're closing the deal. The guy is leaving. And the guy in the bank said, oh my God, guys, you must come and see. He left this Ferrari for 5,000. I can't believe it. Everybody laughing, everybody, excited. Okay, they take the Ferrari, they're parking it in the parking of the bank. And after 2 weeks, that guy came back and he gave the money back. He said, okay, here is my 5,000. And what was like $16 commissions. And give me the car back. I said, okay, here is your car. Check, everything is okay. Check, everything good. The guy from the bank gave him the keys. And he said, just before you leave, and we closing all that, I must ask you, if you have Ferrari and you look a man that have money, why you need this loan? Why you need this $5,000 in cash? And like, what did you do? Why you need to come and take it? And it doesn't look like you're missing some money. So the guy said, where you can find in New York a parking for 2 weeks in $16. So what I want you to take from that story is that many times things are not the way it seems to be. It seems to be a very stupid and, weird, or why he's doing it. But actually it was very smart, right? Very smart action. And from the point of view of the guy in the bank, he couldn't understand why. But when we look at it differently, it's actually brilliant. So what is Kabbalah? What is, I'm sure you heard different things. Maybe you heard Madonna is in Kabbalah. I don't know, many things we can say about it. But the definition is actually a spiritual wisdom, a universal spiritual wisdom. And Kabbalah gives us, the understanding of the laws, the spiritual laws in the universe. It's like we learn in school about gravity. Maybe before that, even at home, we learn about gravity. And we learn that standing next to a cliff, it's dangerous. We should stay away from a cliff, right? So the same way, imagine that you're going to a date. And now you're sitting with the guy, with the girl, and the same to stay away from the cliff. You have a knowing, according, to the spiritual laws, a knowing that you need to stay away from that man or woman. This is what we want to learn. We want to learn those spiritual laws and to receive the spiritual tools that will assist us to take the right decision, to know when to turn and what choices to make in life, to have, that internal journey and understanding of how energetically, how the metaphysical world work in the physical world, and how we combining them together. Okay, so with no further delay, I would like to invite David, our senior teacher that teaching Kabbalah more than 20 years all over the world, and I'm sure he's very happy to share with you all what he learned from his teacher, our teachers, the Rav and Kernberg. David Zaki.
Thank you. All right, good to have you here. Oh, welcome, welcome. So, tonight, we're going to delve into wisdom, which is very profound, very ancient, very powerful. And what I need from you today is just an open mind. I don't want you to believe anything that I'm going to share with you, but with open mind, open heart, and curiosity of all those great promises that I'm going to promise you today. Because this course, I did it about 21 years ago, just like you sitting in class, and my eyes came wide open. I said, wow. And it was 10 miraculous weeks for me, where I actually were able to connect all the dots of all the things that I studied in my life. And I went traveling all over the world and went to India and studied meditation and started studying the different religions, and I was very curious. But one thing led to another that I said to myself, there must be more. And when I came to the Kabbalah Center in Los Angeles and entered, suddenly everything clicked. So I hope from today that each and every one of you will be able to receive, if you decided to stay with us for this journey of 10 weeks or not, but I'm going to leave you today with a powerful tool that if you adopt will serve you and allow you to create amazing transformation. So as my beautiful wife shared with you, fortunately I'm not as beautiful, but Kabbalah, it's an ancient wisdom that pretty much pinpoint the blueprint of creation. It's universal, even though it's been adopted in different religions in different ways. But it's meant to be something universal that connects all the teachings that exist out there and making us to understand what is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of this universe? What is the purpose of us as humanity in this world? What is this journey that we all seems to be so debating about, having so many difficulties, so many challenges, seeing a world that could be much better, but it seems to be that it's so difficult to make it right. So many opinions out there. Everyone wants to be right. How can we have something that connects all of us together? Are we interconnected? Are we meant to be separated? Are we meant to be fragmented? Each one belongs to his own sector of life, own religion, own culture. Do we really supposed to judge one another throughout our life? Oh, there is a way to bridge out of that. That's the question. So the word Kabbalah means to receive. To receive, meaning that the reason why you came here today, make all the effort signing up and stepping and making all the drive and having difficulty parking and probably had a few challenges coming here today that you overcame, and I'm thankful for that. It's only because you have a drive, a desire to receive something that you're not possessing yet. Do you agree with me? So now you just have to share it with a person near you. What is it that you really seeking to receive today from this class, from this course altogether? So share with someone that you just have met. And The people online can share in the chat because it's a hybrid course. We have people online, we have people here in person. Some of you can come and step in one of the sessions, all of them. Some of you can stay home at time when it's too cold. So this is the beauty of this hybrid course. But share in the chat, what is it that you driven to look, to receive from this teaching today, and in general from life? Okay, go ahead.
Listen more about David's here. Kabbalah Center.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you guys for sharing. So today we're going to learn, the subject of tonight's class is how to turn challenges into opportunities. How to make this shift. You know, challenges could be many things to many people, but we all get constantly challenged. What does it mean, challenge? It means that we're facing something that we didn't expected. We're facing something comes from the unknown. We're facing sometimes tragedy. We're facing emergency. We're facing many, many different things, small and big. All are coming for a certain purpose according to the teaching of Kabbalah. Meaning that all the challenges that we receive in life, they are just to serve us in order to get to understand the mission of our soul. Today we're going to be introduced to a deeper understanding of what is the human soul. What is this energy that runs this body? What is this really inside? Because we deep inside we know that the moment this energy just goes out of the body, this body can no longer function. We don't know what really it means. It's so intangible. It's so esoteric. It's so mystic. And at times it's very difficult for us to get into something that is unseenable. We're always busy with what? With things that are obvious, at least to us. And sometimes we perceive things that happens in our lives as a true reality, as complete truth, but then it's appeared to be a lie. It's appeared to be that we completely mistaken, we completely misjudge the picture. We find this Prince Charming, and it's appeared to be the worst nightmare. We went to this job hoping that this is going to be the job of our life, but it was a devastation. We didn't really enjoy it. We didn't enjoy the company. We didn't feel fulfilled. Happened to us? Happened to all of us. The question is, how come? How come things are happening in our life while we desire constantly to receive? Our receiving attracts those challenges and opportunities. If probably you wouldn't desire to receive anything in your life, what would you do all day? Laying in bed. Yes. But it means that you want something also. You want peace of mind. You want to be quiet. You want to rest. You want to relax. You don't want to bother. So you still want to receive even when you are asleep. But what is the first thing? What is the first thing that we want when we wake up? Coffee. Go back to sleep. Exactly. It's very interesting. But it shows something about us. It shows something about us. That for some reason, we have not so many expectations from the day. It means that we're not really tapping into the unlimited that exists out there. Something turned it off. Too many disappointments, too many failures, too many false attempts. So we don't think that we can receive from life what we wish for. But what we truly want from life. I want you to share with me, people online, what we want from life. You tell me. Just one word. Purpose. Purpose. Comfort is such a Taurus. Wisdom. See, it's coming from a place of wisdom. Happiness. Direction. Okay, beautiful. From online.
Online, Donna says joy, fulfillment, Diane,
Fulfillment.
shareable happiness,
Happiness.
balance,
Balance. Okay, what else here? There are many things. Love. Okay. Appreciation.
Better relationship.
Relationships, family, loving relationship. Success. Beautiful. What is so attached to success that we all craving for? Money. Oh, we want money. Wow. Beautiful. But it's not super spiritual what you're saying here. You are in a spiritual place and you're talking about money. Money is dirty. You have to be a criminal to get money, no? Only the bad people get money, no? No. That's belief systems of losers. Money is spiritual. Money is part of the spectrum of the divine because it's giving us so many things. I mean, it's a raw energy. I mean, I can build a hospital and help so many people, and I can build an atomic bomb and destroy half of the world with the same money, isn't it? It's a raw energy, but it's an energy. So if you look at everything that you mentioned here and online, what would you see? That there is something in common. Everything that you mention is non-physical. Non-physical. What is it then? The energy, it's metaphysical. So this is the first, aha moment. We don't want really physical things. It's a lie that we convince ourselves that this is what's going to give us fulfillment, and we're driven all our life looking for tangible physical things to give us all those things that we really want. Not going to work, my friend. We have to, from today, to start to reprogram ourselves to understand that if we want energy, we need to look what is the true source of energy and to connect to that place and to draw from that place. It doesn't mean that it won't manifest in physical things. It doesn't mean that we cannot desire good food, nice car, a nice house. Yes, it's okay, it's part of it, but it's not the purpose. The moment I'm drawing from that spectrum of the cosmos, which we call creator, that's the creator is a force, according to Kabbalah, that is super positive, non-judgmental, and vibrating and projecting this energy that we all seeking for. The Kabbalists don't talk too much about this divine force, but definitely talk about the energy it's producing. We call it the energy of the light. Okay? So what is the light? The light is the source of all fulfillment and endless force of sharing. This is the energy that tick in every living creature. And without this energy, nothing can exist. Nothing can exist. That's what causing an egg and a sperm to get together and to create a newborn. That's what's causing a beautiful sunset. That's what's causing a beautiful nature. That's what's causing all the great food that we enjoy. That's what's causing an energy of love and ecstasy, and to be in the flow, and to be amused, to be connected, to be creative. That's the force that's causing that. Okay? That's how Kabbalah defined it. And that's the energy that within it all those things that we want. So even when we focus on, I just want my soulmate, I just want to be rich, I'm actually shrinking, I'm limiting the purpose which I meant to came to this world. You understand? So the focus is really how can I connect, how can I plug myself to this endless source? And when I'm going to connect to that endless force, it's going to manifest in many, many great things. I shouldn't worry about that. So today, we will learn that this magical force that make everything alive, this is our mission, really, to tap into. It's not all the things that we've been drawn to by our five senses. Our five senses join us because they're physical, using physical mechanism like the ears, the nose, the mouth, the sense of touch. They're all giving us data which is limited only to 1%. It's proven physically. I'm not trying to sell you a spiritual mumbo jumbo news. It's scientific. Our experience through our five senses give us 1% of information of data. How do we know that? Do we really see the dust in the room? Do you really see it? The germs? The Wi-Fi? Do you see the electric waves? The magnetic waves? Do you see atoms? You want to go deeper? Do you see angels? We don't know. If you don't see the dust, can we talk about angels? So let's start opening ourselves to those questions. I'm not saying to here or to there. And understanding of angels could be very deep. In more advanced classes, we're getting into that too. But the idea is that right now, with our brain capacity, as genius as we are, Albert Einstein, with all his geniusity, could tap into 7% of his brain capacity. The average person is tapping into 4% of his brain capacity. Can you imagine that? So what's happened with all this 95, 94% of brain capacity that we have? What is it? So Kabbalah call it consciousness. Consciousness, my friend, consciousness, it's not something that we can tap with our five senses. There is another famous sense. You know what it's called? After five, what comes? Sex. Yeah, but for us all, sixth sense, what is it? This is kind of weird, spiritual. No, that's the sense that tapping us to our soul. What is our soul inside of us? The soul inside of us, it's 99% of who we are, my friends. We're wasting our time constantly nourishing just 1% of who we are, which is the body. I'm not saying don't take care of the body. The body is the temple. The body is the vessel of the soul. Take care of it. I take a very good care of my body. I train, I exercise, I eat healthy. It's important. But to remember, it's only 1% of who we are. I have to balance my intention. It couldn't be that all my life I'm going to focus on 1% of who I am and neglecting 99% of who I am and then expect to find purpose and to be happy. Do you agree? Doesn't make sense. Take care of the body, but don't neglect your soul. Don't neglect your consciousness. Don't neglect the energy that exists inside of you. Because this is the fuel. This is who you really are. That's what giving you the strength and the power to overcome all the limitations and all the challenges of life. So the first thing that we learn today is that there is one force. And this one force is available, is non-religion. It doesn't discriminate and it doesn't judge. What it does all day? Non-stop. So what's the problem, for God's sake? If there is an energy force that constantly gives, what's happening? Why we don't receive it? And we're saying that Kabbalah means to receive. Why we don't receive if there is a constant energy flow that wants to come in to each and every one of us? Do you have an idea why? Yes? The sixth sense?
I guess it's because we don't have the right sensors to feel it.
Could be. And what Dan said?
That we are not attuned to it.
Not
Which is
attuned to it.
pretty much.
Exactly, my friend. This energy is like a Wi-Fi. If you're not in tune to the same Wi-Fi, how can you receive? That's, it's very simple. So imagine yourself like you are living in a dungeon or you are in a very, very difficult winter in Canada. Not like this year, it was beautiful. But you remember those hard years where no sun? Last year? Yeah. No sun, no, just cold, level of happiness reducing to zero. We get depressed. We don't want to get out of bed. We don't take vitamin D. All of that. So what do you think to yourself? Some of our thoughts will lead us to say, maybe the sun doesn't exist in Canada. And some people think like that, so they move to Miami. Yeah? Cannot blame them. But we're coming to this understanding that maybe the sun doesn't shine here. But it doesn't mean that the sun stopped shining. The problem is the clouds. The problem is the weather. The problem is where I choose to live. The problem is maybe I'm too deep in a dungeon and never go out. And I'm thinking that this is the existence. This is the reality. So here in Kabbalah, we don't deal and we don't question that there is endless light of positive energy. We deal with our position. We need to move our position. We need to learn to connect to that Wi-Fi. That's the point. So if you open your heart, open your mind and say, okay, I so far learned in my life to connect to that extent to that light, because we all connected in one way or another. We all have glimpses of realities when we feel tuned, we feel creative, we feel connected. Yeah, we all, but not enough, not enough. Some of us need to go on some drugs in order to feel this way, but that's a kind of giving you a taste. We know that if you too long on additive, it's not going to lead you to anywhere good. So there are some short cuts to get into that force, but they just dare to show us that there is a way to get there and it exists. So we here teach you how to understand what are the universal principles in order to tap to that endless source. This is the whole idea. The moment I learn to tap into it and disconnect from all the illusionary data that my five senses is leading me towards, that's when a shift started. That's when I start to see the reality in a completely different way. And it's an everyday fight. My five senses will tell me one thing. The inner voice inside of me will tell me, no, there is something bigger than that. And if I believe stronger in my inner strength than what I see from the outside, then every challenge turns into opportunity. Every challenge. So we are the vessel. A vessel meant to receive. That's why the vessel created. Yeah, it's meant to receive energy. It's meant to be fulfilled. We are more than just a vessel. We are a magnet of energy. We are like battery. We need to get charged. But if we charge only with things that give us immediate gratification, what are those things that give us immediate gratification that we constantly seeking for, running after? What are those things? Social media, okay. Coffee. Approval.
Pleasures.
What pleasures?
Whatever.
Food.
Desserts.
You can say sugar. No, it's not. It's not a bad word. We all addicted to it. Come on, sugar. So good for us. Amazing. What else? I'm not sure if that's immediate gratification, financial freedom. I think it's part of our birthright. I think it's very spiritual to have financial freedom. Depends how obsessed are you, but if you're becoming like this stressful person just according and get sick just in order to get financial freedom, and by age of 40 you have to just go to hospital just to repair all the damage that you made because all this chase of whatever, yeah?
Online we have drugs, alcohol, sex, food,
Yes.
people pleasing.
Yes. So the vessel can be charged in two sources. The sources that are physical, it means that I'm looking for physical thing to charge me and to fulfill me, or I'm looking into that endless source we call the light. So the shift that we're going to learn today is that, yes, there is these material things that give us some energies, but they cannot really give us fulfillment that is long lasting. We have to look to the other source, okay? So unfortunately, when we are obsessed about physical, tangible things as our source of energy, they have a lot of byproduct, they have a lot of consequences that create limitations in our lives, okay? Because at times we don't really receive them, okay? So if I am chasing after approval, what will happen when I don't get the approval? How would I feel? Empty, isn't it? Yeah, so what will happen after, I went into like a bucket of ice cream? Fulfilled for 5 minutes, but it's going to be, there is a price to it. There is like a downfall after. Same goes alcohol, drugs, so on and so on. Okay? So the abundance from the light is certainly without limit and measurement. It's only mankind that limits the abundance because they receive no more and no less than their desire. So if my focus is only on things that give me limited energy, that's where I am. This is my desire. This is my free will. We're talking about free will. Free will is, according to someone understanding, we all want to have it all, but unfortunately, with time, we understand that sugar is faster. There's no need for me to make too much of an effort. Seeking for someone validation, it's easier than making myself too successful and let the success talk for itself. You understand? Having a bigger house is achievable, but to turn it into a home, I need much more than just a physical effort. Yeah, it needs to be love, need to be relationship, need to overcome challenges within the family. We need to let go. We need to compromise. We need to break our egos, and so on and so on. Is that making sense? But the bottom line, there is unlimited abundance out there for each and every one of us. And this can be changed from today on. Doesn't mean that you're going to receive everything immediately, but you're going to start in a process of receiving more and more and more and more. That's the point. So this is what we call the tree of life. The tree of life tells us that everything in this universe is divided by 10. Those 10 is what we call the 10 luminous emanations, the 10 sephirot, spheres, levels of consciousness. This is how the endless light, which is above all of them, was contracting itself till it came to this physical reality. We are all in this physical reality called the 1% reality, where it's limited. It's the perspective of our ego. It's the perspective of our narrow mind and our limited belief and all the experience that we have in life and all the conclusions that made sense to us in our life. That's the way we operate. We operate, all our mindset operate through our traumas, experiences, good and bad, and our belief systems, our way we believe we meant to receive in this world. So if someone doesn't believe in himself, doesn't love himself, doesn't think he's worthy, doesn't think he's smart enough, doesn't think he's successful enough, what happens to him then? Can he really connect to the unlimited abundance? No, no. But yeah, I want to be more successful, but I don't believe in myself. Yeah, but I want people more to love me. Yeah, but I don't love myself. So I cannot want something external. I need to want something internal force, and the external will envelop by itself. So the 1% world is the place where it's controlled by our five senses, okay? Now, we meant to climb to the perspective of our soul, like a ladder of consciousness. There are so many different levels of consciousness that we can climb to, so many different levels of understanding that allow us really to see any difficulty as a blessing. That's the level of a Kabbalist. For Kabbalists, when you see a problem, you see, bring it on. I know that behind this problem, there is an opportunity of an amazing gift. So we need to cross from this 1% limited world that we have and to start climbing upwards. All the 9 levels above it, they are supernal, they are mystical, they are unseen. It's the world of energy. Now, what separates those levels from the levels we are, there is a curtain. What is this curtain? Each and every one carry his own curtain. In Kabbalah language, we call it a tikkun. A tikkun, it means this is the baggage that we came to this world. We carry. Our soul chose to work on a certain thing. Meaning there are no free lunches in this world. Meaning that if I want to climb to a level when I'm connected and I'm abundant, I have to earn it. Now, how to earn it? That's the process that we're going to go in those 10 classes. It means that my soul chose any difficulty that it has in order to overcome it. By overcoming it, I'm earning my next spiritual level, consciousness level. Is that making sense? So how do we do that? How we do that? So we said our mission is really to connect to the endless source. The endless source that is there, is available, is constantly giving. So what would be the first understanding? It's called the law of similarity of form. You heard about it by chance? The law of affinity? You heard about it, yeah? Yeah, so what does it mean? It means what I'm similar to, I will be connected to. That's it, you know. People think that opposite attract, but it's a fraud. Whatever you attract, it's actually similar to who you are. There are different ways to look at it, but if you attract something, it means that there is similarity there. Now, if I want to attract something much and behind and much more positive, I need to have more similarity of form towards it. What I'm different from, I will be disconnected from. So spiritual rule number 1 that we're going to learn today, every class we're going to learn one spiritual rule or 2 and one spiritual tool. Together, all this toolbox that you're going to have, by exercising it on a daily basis, you will feel, you're going to shift to a complete different energy, and you will feel different power that comes from you. So spiritual rule number 1 says, to reveal the light, I have to act like the light. So now we need to understand what this light force does. So we said it's always giving. It's giving positivity. It's charging you with energy. It's kind. It's non-judgmental. It is illuminating. It's giving warmth. It's giving love. All those things that we talked in the beginning. So what does it mean about me? In every situation that occurs in life, if I will be able to shift from whatever reactive lack, negativity that it's awakened and trigger inside of me, if I shift to that, most likely I'm going to see a complete different outcome. Is that making sense, guys? Online, any questions? So now let's journal quickly. You can write down for yourself about a recent external situation that challenged you. Something that you're going through, that you're sitting with right now, maybe unsolved, something that bothered you lately. Okay? חד. Okay. So in every situation that occurs in life, there is a choice. And there are two channels, pretty much. Two channels. One is the channels of the light, the channel of our soul, that we're going to learn how to tune to it, slowly but surely. It's abundance, no lack. The other channel is the channel of reactivity, is the channel of ego, is the channel of limited perspective, is the channel which is negative, is the channel of lack. When lack is triggered, when I feel fear, when I feel uncertain, okay? So just by looking at what you journal into right now, what was your reactivity when it occurred? Can you share with me? What did you feel? How the lack was triggered in this challenge that you wrote down? Yes. Annoyed, angry, frustrated. Okay. Something else? Sad. Unappreciated. Beautiful. Used. Confused. Used could be also working well. Yeah. Sometimes we feel used, no?
Oh, everybody got it. Not good enough, unworthy, yeah.
Okay, so the lack, I feel the lack inside of me, unworthy, not good enough, hopeless, shutting down, insecurity. From the online?
Online, there's anger, resentment.
Anger, resentment.
Feeling misunderstood, not appreciated, and immediate lack of energy, not lasting results.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So we understand that when a challenge occurs and come to us as a surprise, unexpected, usually from the unknown, it could either activate the light source inside of us, but usually, naturally, as a default, is activate the reactive side inside of us. Okay? That's the nature. That's pretty much of the mechanism that we work upon. So the idea is that in order for me to feel abundance, I have to somehow shift from this channel of the ego, from this channel of lack, from this channel of uncertainty. It's a free will choice. It means it's a proactive choice. If by default everything that's look wrong from the outside through my five senses is really pointing out on something not good, within me or within others, I have to, by choice, to learn to shift it. Okay? And say, wait a second. I don't know if it's true, but I don't want this reality. I know there is an abundance, reality calls the light, and that's where I want to tune myself to. No. Sure. So we have inside of us two modes. The proactive mode, it's a beautiful mode. At times we automatically can activate it when we are in the muse, when we are in the flow, when we are in a creative mode. That's where we become proactive, yeah? But many of the times as default is we are in reactive, different from the light. It's the ego channel. So what is the reactive behavior? How do we define it? We're going to talk a lot about our reactive behavior. Why? In order for us to transform, we have to learn the way we behave, the way we react. Any thought, word, or action which comes as a response to some sort of external situation, a source. Okay? This means there's something happening in the outside. It could be also something positive, by the way. Someone give me a compliment, what I'm going to feel? Flattered, happy. I'm reactive, yeah? He gave me. Now, if he put me down, sad, means he's controlling me. I have zero control. I'm a puppet. He hold the remotes, happy, sad. No, we're not supposed to be like that, my friends. We're supposed to have free will. This is what we're going to learn to activate today. So the idea is that self-control comes from within. Okay? So we talk about the reaction. Now I'm going to teach you the method of how to handle. So we said challenge occur. The first understanding that we want to learn that it's been sent by the light. What the light wants from me? What the light wants from us? To receive more, endlessly. But I have to overcome. I have to earn the curtain. I have to overcome what seems to be the difficulties. I have to earn it. Remember? So every challenge, it's designed for me to receive more. But we know that immediately going to trigger the lack. Yes? The lack will be triggered. And it's going to cause me either to be reactive and to act in a negative, impulsive way. At times we react in ways that we regret. We get angry, we leave, we shut the door to another person, we close relationships, we break out, we don't want to play anymore. Yeah? Or pause. Pause is something that I have to adapt as a muscle. I have the power. Instead of being reactive automatically, that's the automatic pilot. I'm taking control and say, I'm pausing and I'm observing. Pausing and observing the situation from a different angle, from a different perspective. And I see that everything that is necessary to handle this situation, it's already within me. Otherwise, the situation wouldn't come to me. Okay? And I accept it as an opportunity. Because the moment I resent it, it's not for my liking, it's not for my expectation, I'm disappointed from the way people behave to me, from how things envelop in life, in that situation, I immediately not embracing it. It means that I cannot really overcome it. I'm just saying, I don't want you in my life situation. I don't want this person right now telling me what he's saying to me. I don't want the boss saying what he's saying. I don't want this traffic to cause me to be late, and so on and so on. I don't want my children to behave the way they behave. Do I have control over it? No. Stop really trying to change what you don't have control over. Waste of energy. What do I have control over? Me. The way I respond, that's what I have control over. Is that making sense? And that's where I need to take the action. So accepting it as an opportunity is already changing the whole mode. I'm looking at it as a game that I enjoy the challenge and I know that I can win it. And then I'm activating the part of me, which is the unseen, which we call the soul. The moment I'm posing the five senses, the soul is already activated automatically. Don't worry about it. It's an exercise. Just learn how to first pause my five senses and all the information they're giving me. Survival mode, emergency, they're killing me, run away, hide, fight. Soul, what do you want me to do? Soul, ask inside, ask the question inside. It's already going to be activated. Question.
I had a question. Like, you can accept the situation if you don't have control over it, but what if we do? For example, if the kids misbehave, do you have control or somehow? Maybe
To lock them in the room.
Maybe you kind of think, oh, I could do better, like better. I don't know, teach them better. Like, and then you regret for something that you could do but haven't done.
No, I totally understand. You have 4 kids at home. So it's a wonderful exercise with kids because they're constantly pushing our buttons. And they are the best way to learn. That's the best gift that someone can have, is a family that within the frame of the home, you cannot even escape. Some people, they go and they stay home, nobody can bother them, yeah? But there, you're coming and your kids are there and they constantly pushing the buttons, yeah? And it's beautiful because then you can exercise what we call pause. So it doesn't mean that you shouldn't take an action that's going to probably be better education for them and create boundaries for them. But the question is, are you doing it from anger? Are you doing it because you think it's against you what they're doing, or only because they're kids? It's the approach, it's the seed level of where I'm coming from. If you're coming from anger, you're going to make a long-term damage with your kid. That's the problem. He can suffer from trauma only because of that. But if you're not going to react, if you're going to do something from love, even punishment, but out of love, out of wanting this kid to have better choices in his life, then everything going to change long-term for him and for you. Making sense? More questions? Yes. How do I know that I'm acting from the soul? Yeah? What we said about the soul, what we said about the light today, what we said about the law of similarity of form, the law of affinity. But what is this light we talked about? We said we have to switch to this channel of the light. You remember? How did we describe the light as? Loving, caring, sharing, kind, no fear, no confusion. So the moment you shift to that, you know that this is your soul.
So if you feel those things, then that's the soul.
If you shift to that, because there is you remember the lack will trigger. You just need to separate. Say, okay, I know lack is trigger. I feel uncomfortable. I feel upset. I feel angry. I feel sad. No. There is another part of me that's saying, no, I am unlimited. I'm abundant already. I'm loving. And if you're able to act upon that, beautiful. Guys, it's a muscle that we haven't exercised enough because we didn't know this wisdom before. But this is pretty much the all wisdom of Kabbalah, with so many different angles, understanding creation, understanding the depth of astrology, reincarnation, all of that, in order for us eventually to learn how to shift from reactive to creative, from ego to soul, from the effect to being the cause. That's the learning. It's tough, but it's doable. You start small and you grow. The soul is part of the light. So 99% of who we are is that light, but we didn't believe it. Somehow we got mixed up thinking the five senses is everything that we are, but it's not. We know it. Scientifically we know it, but till you don't experience it enough, you cannot really feel it, isn't it? But now we want to go and start experiencing it. So what is the mantra? Pause. What an opportunity. All what I need is within me now. All, everything, all the answers, all the strength, all the wisdom, everything is within me. And now I want to call Tamar to share some meditation, visualization, to help us. I want you to think about the challenge that you went through and now to come to it from a different perspective, and Tamar will guide you through that.
Okay, thank you. So, highly recommend to sit comfortably, to put everything on the side, both legs on the floor, and you can close your eyes. So, take a deep breath and go back to that challenge moment. Maybe someone tried to control you, did a manipulation. Someone didn't do what you asked from them. Maybe someone didn't appreciate your efforts, what you felt, anger, frustration, hurt. You felt that you've been ignored. Now pause and breathe. And just focus on your breathing. Breathe deep. Breathe deep into the situation. It's like the breathing is the anchor. And tell yourself, all what I need is within me. The power, the patience, the compassion, the respect, it's all inside of me already. The love that I'm looking for, the approval that I'm okay, all is within me. And what I want to do now is to take that situation as an opportunity for me to reveal this power that exists in me. It's opportunity to connect to my power, to accept that maybe I'm not perfect. Maybe it's opportunity to understand the other side. Whatever lesson that it's bring me, I want to take it and look at it as opportunity. And now that I change my channel, that I change from being reactive to proactive, I'm choosing to act for my soul, asking what is the right thing, without blaming, without judging, without fixing. How I choose to react. Take another deep breath. Feel how everything is changing. I can keep breathe normally. I'm not angry. I'm not reactive. And that new place brings something new and better to the relationship, to my home, to my environment. Something good and new is creating inside of me. I'm inviting and bringing new perspective to my life. Just by pausing, knowing that everything that I need is within me, looking at the situation as an opportunity. You can open your eyes, and as David mentioned, it's a muscle. Just think about, when you go to the gym for the first time, you're not going on the 20 kilo, trying to lift the 20 kilo, right? You're starting with 1 kilo, whatever it is, the beginning, with the light, ones. So today it's like you're starting a spiritual gym. We're starting slowly, okay? And starting with a smaller, situation that makes you to be reactive, and starting to practicing there. And, hopefully, you can use this visualization, like to pause, to breathe. It's within me. I take in deep breath, and I'm choosing to connect and to come from a different place. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamar. Such a beautiful visualization. Okay, so this is really the first spiritual rule. And the spiritual tool is pause, what an opportunity. Exercise it this week. When you're coming next week and share with us some of your experiences, how you were able to shift from being the vessel to be the light, from being the effect to being the cause, from acting reactively, negatively, to acting with positivity, with proactivity. Okay? So this was the first class of 10-week course that today we have the early bird to sign up for it. Very attractive price, I think, very doable. And I really wish that all of you can join to this journey with us today, here and at home. Remember, if you are not able to come in person, you can always connect by Zoom, online, and vice versa. You're very much invited to come in whenever you'd like. All those classes are going to be recorded for you to listen over and over. And we're going to have a team of mentors that are going to sit with you in class. We're going to answer questions. And this is a life-changing journey to the level that is money back guarantee. Whoever doesn't feel any sort of changes, affinity with what we're saying, we promise to give him money back. But this is a journey that can change your life. So give your life a chance, a different chance. Okay, so thank you all for coming here today. Any questions, by the way?
So the 10 classes together are over 136.
Yes, all together. Yes. 1360 class, it's Starbucks plus a cookie.
Yes.
Okay? Thanks, man. Yes, more questions? Something you'd like to learn? No?
I just want to say thank you so much. I've loved Kabbalah 1. And I'm going to cry if I keep talking, so I'm going to stop.
It was different than your first class, huh? Suddenly.
Yeah, it's changed my
The
life.
beauty of it, I've been giving it for so many years, and every time you give it, you kind of see a different angle of it. So it's beautiful because you are in a different place. So that's the beauty of life. Every time we're growing, but there is so much more to grow into. The endless. That's what we call endless. Okay? Yes. So the book that relates to this course called The Power of Kabbalah, available in the bookstore. You're invited to get it today.
Downstairs.